My name is Lyndon, and I am not a handyman.
Today we're plumbing a 1,000-gallon water tank. What happened in my old water tank, this valve went bad. You'll notice that it's not closing. So I had to go to the hardware, and one of the first things I had to get was a 1.5 inch meal adapter. This screws into the tank. If you're working with a 1,000-gallon tank, the size is 1.5 inches. I believe with the smaller tanks it takes a 1 inch meal adapter, so you can verify that with your hardware store. I'll also have to put some tread seal on it, and because I'm coming down to 3/4 inch plumbing, I'll have to get some reducers to go along with it. So it's 3 parts in all, and this brings it down to the 3/4 inch that I will plumb into my existing water system. I'll put a list of all the parts you'll need in the video description so you can check it out. One of the things that I also got is one of these valves. It's a little bit more expensive, about 75 TT for this. If you're going with one of these valves for long-term purposes, you'll also have to get 2 3/4 inch meal adapters.
Bye.
Take care, have a nice day at work.
Thank you.
Bye. So right now we're by the tank, and this is the 1.5 inch meal adapter that goes into the water tank. And the other pieces to reduce it down to the 3/4 inch. So make sure your plumbing parts are nice and clean. And remember, I am not a plumber. I'm going to assemble the parts that will bring me down to the 3/4 inch reducer. Once I have it down to the 3/4 inch reducer, I'll be able to attach my lock-off valve. I never know exactly how much glue to apply. I'm just going to try to rub it in a nice circular motion to get that glue in. If you have a sense of what's the ideal amount of glue to use, let me know in the comment section. I'll appreciate it. Now I don't know if you need to, but I usually press and hold this for about 30 seconds. Wipe off the excess glue, and let's get that 3/4 inch reducer inside of there. Something my brother showed me is you get your glue on the inside parts first, and then you apply it to the outside parts, because you don't need to, if you had put the glue on this outside part and then rest it down, you'll have to worry about it getting dirty. So that's a little technique I picked up from my brother. Probably too much glue, but we go work it. Usually I would just stick these parts and don't worry to wipe it off. But once upon a time my brother-in-law came here and he helped me with some plumbing, and he was like, hey, bring a cloth now man, wipe off the glue, let the thing look presentable. There we go. All I have to do now is cut a piece of 3/4 inch pipe and attach my meal adapter and my valve. The space that you have inside here is about 3/4 inches long. So I need to cut a piece of 3/4 inch PVC, and I'm going to cut it about 1.5 inches long because I want the meal adapter to sit flush with this. I don't know if that's good practice, but it's what I'm doing here anyway. I want it to fit snug, look nice, don't be seeing any excess. So this is the 3/4 inch pipe that I just cut. Before I do any gluing, I just want to do a test run to see what happens. This is what I've glued up previously. This is the 3/4 inch pipe going in here. And now I'm going to offer up the meal adapter, which will go into the valve. You'll notice that bit of excess there. I want to get rid of that. This might be a little bit difficult to come out. So the snug fit I was looking for was just under 1.25 inches. That is it there. Now to glue up the assembly. So I'm going to try to do all my gluing at the same time. Remembering to start with the inside pieces first. I'm going to also put glue on the inside of the meal adapter, which comes next. I might be applying glue a bit too liberally still. And then we put glue on the piece of 3/4 inch pipe that we cut. That joins the reducer. So I'll hold this for about 30 seconds and then clean it off. One of the things I could never figure out is how much tread seal to actually use. Some people say 7 times to wrap it around, and I think it must always run in the direction opposite to how you screw something in. So if you screw this in clockwise into the tank, then you should wrap the tread seal anti-clockwise. I don't know if you start from the base or the tip. I can start from the bottom today. So I'm trying to wrap opposite to the direction that I'll eventually screw it in. and I'm going to apply this tread seal to the part that goes into the tank and the part that goes into the valve. I could screw in this valve here right now, but I'm not going to, because if I was to attach it when I go to the tank and I'm turning it, I might have things in my way. If you have soft, tender hands like me, don't forget your wrench. So we buy the tank. This is the 1.5 inch meal that goes in here. I always used to wonder why they just call this a meal adapter. I think I now figure it out. Just make sure it's seated properly. One of the things you could do is turn it anti-clockwise. Make sure it's seated and then start to turn clockwise. With my limited experience with plumbing, one of the things I've noticed is that you really don't need to tighten things as much as you think you need to. You need to get the wrench and over tighten. Yeah, you test it out, you make sure it's not leaking. It should be alright. So I just hand tighten this for now. It's going in fine. Seated there. Alright. I have a bonus tip for you. Sometimes you might have multiple tanks that you want to plumb. You might want to remove a tank for cleaning. And what do you do at that point in time? This is another tank, not the same tank we've been working on. I can never remember the name of this part, but it's a handy part. I believe it's called a coupling or a union. What this piece allows me to do is to unscrew it and separate the tank. If you had multiple tanks, it's an easy way to lock off one of your tanks, unscrew it, clean the tank or move it somewhere else without affecting everything else or having to cut anything. This is called a check valve, and what it does is allows water to flow in only one direction. There's an arrow on it, and I have the arrow pointed away from the tank. So water on this line will never be able to flow in this direction towards the tank. It could only flow out of the tank. You'll notice the order of assembly. I have my lock-off valve, I have the coupling, and then I have the check valve. Because these check valves sometimes go bad. With this coupling or union, forgive me for not remembering the name, I'll be able to remove the assembly, take off this meal adapter, remove the check valve, replace it, and then attach everything else. Easy peasy. So I hope this video helped in some way. If you're a professional and you have any suggestions based on what you've seen, please let me know down in the comment section. If you're interested in house building projects, there's a video I did some time back. Take a look at it. Have a great day.